People. We are talking Monday Night Raw. And I think maybe bar for bar, that might have been one of the best Raws of the year. Definitely top three. Like that one that Cody and The Rock had, The Rock beat him up and left him bloody. That was like probably one of the best ones of the year. But man, fam, this might be top two and it ain't two Raws of the year in terms of just pure everything that was involved in that, man. What a flipping Monday Night Raw that was. I'm just talking about some of the notable things that I remembered about the show, some of the things I'm going to take away about the show, just give my thoughts on it. We started off, it's in no particular order, so it's just in an order of just generally how I want to talk about it. But we started off with the CM Punk coming out, talking about how he's trying to get to the top. He's pointing to imaginary signs. We're obviously assuming that means the WrestleMania main event. He never got that. Some say he should have got that at WrestleMania 29, I believe, when The Rock and Cena went again and he faced the Undertaker. Some say that he should have been in that main event, maybe a triple threat, whatever. But he's saying he wants that WrestleMania main event. Do I think that's realistic? I don't know. But regardless, he said he wants that. He's got some favors in his pocket. Seth Rollins is obviously coming saying, yo, like, we still have to squabble because they never really got to squabble. Like WrestleMania, last WrestleMania that went, they never really got to squabble. So he's like, I really want to squabble. Then obviously CM Punk is like, you ain't got nothing I want. He ain't a champion no more. Da da da. But obviously CM like Seth really wants to squabble, and I'm like, I'm not mad at it, man. Like I think they still have to get this out. Like they still have to squabble. Like Seth and Punk have to go at WrestleMania. I don't know what the plans are. I don't know if they want to do Cody. I don't know what they want to do. If they want to do Punk and Roman, like they got a little thing happening, but like I don't want to see it. Seth and Punk, it needs to happen. And I don't care how it happens, but it needs to happen at WrestleMania. I don't care who's a champion, who's not a champion. It has to happen. The tension, like they had their moment last year and it seemed like it kind of went away, but they can bring it back, especially with like all these other things that's happening. I need to see Seth and Punk because the tension, like just that whole thing, then they started brawling, Sami Zayn come out, and then Sami Zayn and Punk had, sorry, Sami Zayn and Seth had their little back and forth saying that, Seth is saying that, yo, like, I didn't want to team with you. Sami Zayn's talking like, you made the monster. Like, when you hit him in the chair, hit him in the back of a chair. And then Seth is like, you did it as well. And then they had that whole thing. And I really like how that whole thing went about because this whole Raw was like, there was just truths. Everyone was just telling truths, both sides, and it made sense. Sami Zayn's points, I understood them. But Seth's points, I also understood them. He apologized, he repented for what he did when he betrayed Roman and the Shield, and he's trying to repent from that. But at the same time, what more do you want him to do? He did it for his own reasons. Sammy did what he did for his own reasons. But I just love how everything kind of went together. Then it went to the main event with Sammy versus Seth. And obviously they've been fighting for like mad years and outside of WWE and all of that. But I really like how that segment went about. And like I said, Punk and Seth needs to happen. The tension, the promos, do they really have heat? Do they not have heat? I just really like how that was done personally, man. And I just really like how that they play each other, man. Like it's just, do they like each other in real life? Do they not? They probably don't. But at the same time, it really makes for compelling TV. It really makes for compelling storylines, and I need to see how everything progresses, man. Even the way like Sami Zayn is kind of in it a bit. Like there's a lot of different avenues that they can go in, and I'm hoping that they do the right things, and hopefully we get some good storylines, man. I really hope that's what we get, because that brings me on to the next thing I want to talk about. Oh my gosh, this right here, man. This segment, yeah. This segment. The New Day, nah. When you say things that hurt, like that hurt your soul, yeah. This segment hurt my soul. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said in the last video, in the last recap, like I've been watching a New Day like 10 years ago, I watched them as they formed, and to see everything happen the way it happened, I can't like it's so crazy to me. 10-year anniversary. Xavier and Kofi come out and talk about, yeah, like, we're talking about some things and da 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 and whatever. Biggie comes out and then he's like, I'm thinking maybe it's a heel turn. Maybe Kofi and E might turn on Xavier, or Xavier and E might turn on Kofi, or something like that, right? And then they're just talking, Biggie talking about, yo, I love you guys. I was with you with your kids, and I was with you with your wives. I was here like we're brothers. I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be your manager. And I'm like, man, I feel that. Do you know what I'm saying? So for it to turn around, where Xavier's come like, yo, man, you left us, bro. Like you went away and did your other things. Like you was, and the way that they turned that is just mad to me, fam. He broke his neck, bro. And he's like, I broke my neck. And then Kofi turns around like, yo, you broke your neck. So what? Stone Cold came back. Man, listen, all these people that came back. Stone Cold broke his neck and he came back. Edge, Kurt Angle, all these men broke their neck. You could have came back earlier, or even if you weren't gonna wrestle, you could have just been there with us. But you ain't with us, fam. You're not with us. And I was like, fam, he broke his neck, bro. What do you want him to do? Like, but it's like that's how WWE. That's how you can like certain flip. That's how you can flip certain situation where it seems mad, but at the same time they make it seem justified because they did all of that to say, yo, Biggie, you ain't with us, man. You're not our brother. It's really me and it's really Kofi and Xavier, fam. And nah, man, like that was in terms of like segments, like in terms of just things that just really hit you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, fam. This segment is one that really hit me above everything. Like this segment because it's like these three were really brothers, bro. We saw them doing all kinds of things, man. So for it to go like that, yeah, them to just move cold on him. I don't know if Biggie's obviously clear to wrestle. He's not clear to wrestle, obviously, because I was thinking that segment would have been so much better if they like kicked him or something or beat him up. But obviously, he's obviously not cleared, so he can't take any bumps. So I'm not mad at that. The fact that they just did this without beating anyone up, nobody had any action. It was just pure storytelling and pure mic work and pure beautiful, man. What a segment. And like in terms of just things that just everybody in the crowd was like, man, everyone's in the crowd, everybody's heart dropped, man. When they was talking to him like that, you ain't with us. You did all these other things. You could have came back earlier. You're so big. But nah, man, you didn't love us, man. You don't care about us. We cared about you, but you don't care about us. I was like, yo, man, leave him, man. Leave him. But it is what it is, man. I can't wait to see how this segment goes. Like, are they setting us up for Biggie to get cleared? Then maybe he comes back and now fights them. There's something to do like a big WrestleMania storyline, like Biggie versus Xavier versus Kofi. Is it something like that? Like where do Kofi and Xavier go? Like, are they just really gonna be together? Are they gonna have tension? We don't know, but they've positioned it so like crazy because if he never returns again, then fair enough. But they've done it in a way where they've extracted the heat. You know what I'm saying? And they've given it to Kofi and Xavier. If Biggie does return, then it's a massive return and it's really big. It's a big moment and everybody's gonna be behind E because Kofi and Xavier turned their back on him. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like that segment really, bro, it's like when you see brothers, yeah, when you see real brothers fall out, it hits differently more than anything. Especially people that in real life love each other. When you see that kind of thing play out, it hits differently, man. So that crazy, man, and I can't wait to see where this goes, cause fam, what a flipping storyline, like what a segment so far, man. Um, then we got other things I want to talk about. Um, Dom, there was like a big thing where Dom ended up having a match with Gunther, and I think no, Dom, yeah, I think Dom is really a star, man, because like he did this thing, and I really think if when Dom finally transitions back to a baby face, I think he's gonna be one of the biggest like underdog baby faces like that we've seen in a while because like he performed so well. Like Gunther's underestimating him, trying to do like just like not take him seriously, and Dom's fighting back, and he looks like generally like credible. You know what I'm saying? Like he's actually doing it. Obviously, Gunther wins, but like it was a really good showing for Dom. Even as a heel, like he just like don't take it like take him seriously. Do you know what I'm saying? And people might think yeah he's small, but he does his thing in a good way where he still it makes sense. Like I understand it, especially as like a cowardly chicken heel. Like it works, you know what I'm saying? And when he transitioned to a baby face down the line, him as like fighting from underneath, that kind of because he's still got the high flying kind of part of it, like kind of how Eddie Guerrero was, but at the same time he's got that heel aspect of it, like Eddie Guerrero has. But when he transitions into a baby face, he can do that, get beat up, but still fight and never say die and all of that. So I really like that whole, Gunther Dom. Finn comes in and like then he beats him up, and now we got Finn vs Gunther at Saturday night main event. So I mean, I don't think Finn's gonna win, but I like seeing Finn in this kind of light, in like that kind of challenging for major honors. Obviously, he never lost the Universal title all way back when, all them years ago. So seeing him actually in this spot, like I like it, man. I like to see it, man. Like I like serious Finn. I like him getting like put in good spots. You know what I'm saying? And him and Dom have a little tension. So I don't know, man. Like I did quite like that segment, but ultimately I really like Dom's performance above everything, man, because I'm a big fan of Dom, and yeah, man, he does like good work, and obviously Gunther's just Gunther, man. Like the guy is just he's sick, man. Like I really like what he's been doing. So then that just brings me to then there was the whole thing about Jay. Jay, we just can't like they just see Jay got beat up, and they were like, who did that? And then like I'm thinking, what like who did that? I'm thinking who. I'm reading like what kind of things that people are saying, and people saying it might be like Drew, people saying it might be Seth, people saying it might, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, man, let's see, maybe this is like a Jade storyline where we might see things how things play out down the line, but that was like a kind of a weird kind of thing. Jay got beat up or whatever. And then we go to the main event where Seth and Sami Zayn have their squabble. They had to get that out, and Drew McIntyre comes back, and Drew McIntyre hits that Claymore and Sami Zayn, bam, and then it's like he's back, and obviously we ain't seen Drew in so long, or like since Hell in the Cell, and it will be interesting like to see how Drew comes back in everything that's been happening, like because he's still like he's a presence, do you know what I'm saying? So like how he plays out and everything. Someone said they want to see a Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins power trip, like two-man power trip, like Stone Cold and Triple H. I would love to see that personally, like a two-man power trip, like Seth, Drew McIntyre. Like I think that would be so fire. But nevertheless, like I'm interested to see where Drew goes from here. I'm thinking it's probably him that attacked Jay. I think it just makes sense to say like I'm back, and but like why is he beefing Jay? Like why does he want to beat up Jay? Is he just kind of just saying like I'm back and he just wants to make impact, or how does he play into the whole like bloodline Punk things? He doesn't like Punk and whatever. Like I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I am interested to see kind of where we go next. Do you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, man, like it's been I don't know, bro. And with this Monday Night Raw, like we left it where like we don't know where things are going. And there's a lot of different kinds of threads. And then we got other things, women's intercontinental title matches, and yeah, man, we've got a lot of things that's like kind of outstanding, and I'm so excited. I'm so interested to see where we go from here. There's so many different storylines. Like we got Roman solo. We got Saturday night's main event on the 14th of December. Like where we go from there. Like what storylines we got. Raw and Netflix coming in like in less than a month. Like we really here, bro. We really rocking with what's going on, man. And I'm definitely gonna be here for next week. I'm gonna talk about SmackDown. I'm gonna talk about Saturday night's main event. I'll be here, man. So yeah, man. Like it's good stuff happening now, man. Like you have to, I have to salute like what's been going on, because it's been really good programming happening. And like I said, man, I like what's been going on, and I'll be here next week to see where things go, and especially with this New Day thing, especially with the Drew storyline, the CM Punk, Seth, some good storylines happening, man. Some good product, man. So yeah, man, I'm interested to hear all everyone else's thoughts about Monday Night Raw. What did you think about it? But nevertheless, that was my thoughts about the last Monday Night Raw. I'll be back for another recap of everything that's happening in wrestling. I'll be back next week. Yeah, I'll be back next week. I'll be back in the next few days to talk about SmackDown. So, yeah, man, lock in, follow my channels, and I'll be back very, very soon. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day, people. I am out.